Ever wonder how to strike the perfect balance between competition and cooperation in the workplace? Competition is as natural to organizations as the air we breathe. It's the lifeblood of the market, and within the walls of our workplaces, employees vie for limited resources, whether in the form of a coveted promotion or a slice of the budget pie. Sometimes this competitive spirit is as obvious as a neon sign, with performance rankings and races for specific roles. Other times it's a subtle undercurrent left unsaid but ever present. Yet believe it or not, this rivalry can coexist peacefully with teamwork. A study in 2022 showed that a mix of self-promotion and praising colleagues can indeed resolve the paradox of standing out without bragging. The challenge, of course, lies in managing this delicate dance. But the question remains, how does a leader manage this delicate balance? Consider a 2022 study by Eric Van Epps, Einav Hart, and Maurice Schweitzer. This insightful research confronted an age-old conundrum. How do you shine in the eyes of higher-ups without coming across as a braggart? The answer is a delicate blend of self-promotion and credit sharing. Imagine you're in a team, working on a project. You've achieved significant milestones, but so have your colleagues. To make a good impression, you need to highlight your accomplishments. But remember, constantly boasting about your greatness won't win you any popularity contests. Instead, the study suggests a strategy of taking credit for your achievements, while also doling out praise to your teammates for their contributions. This way, you not only establish your competence but also demonstrate your ability to recognize and appreciate the efforts of others. So, a bit of self-promotion, balanced with recognizing the efforts of others, can pave the way for both competition and cooperation. Now let's turn our attention to a study by Eddie Cardinals and his team. This research delved into the impact of forced performance ranking systems on employees' creativity and their stress levels. Picture this. You've got 10 employees. With a forced ranking, one must be at the top, and inevitably, one at the bottom. This system in essence is like yelling "relax" at someone. It's counterproductive. Sure, it can motivate people to try harder, but it also cramps their creative style. Imagine the pressure of knowing that a misstep could cost you your rank. That's not exactly conducive to thinking outside the box, is it? And it's not just about creativity. The stress levels induced by this system can be counterproductive, affecting overall employee well-being and potentially leading to burnout. Balancing competition and collaboration is a delicate act. So, while competition can drive effort, it can also stifle creativity and increase stress. But what about those natural rivalries that seem to spring up between individuals in a workplace? Well, they can be incredibly motivating. Take the findings from studies by Adam Galinsky and others, for instance. These studies found that teams across a range of American sports performed better the year after a fierce rival excelled in tournaments. The rivalry, it seems, spurred them on to up their game. And it's not just in sports where we see this. In the corporate world too, rivalries often encourage a greater level of risk-taking. A study by Lisa Ordonez of the University of Arizona demonstrated that teams were more likely to make daring decisions when faced with intense rivals. These rivalries, these organic competitions, they're a natural part of our pursuit of status and seniority. We don't need a reason to compete, we just do. We benchmark ourselves against our peers, always striving to be that little bit better. It seems that the right kind of competition, even intense rivalries, can spur us on to greater heights. So, how can we strike a balance that encourages healthy competition and fosters cooperation, you may ask? Let's summarize what we've learned. First, remember that competition and cooperation should coexist in a modern company. Competition can drive effort, but it's essential to prevent it from stifling creativity or encouraging sabotage. Second, self-promotion is necessary, but be sure to share credit with colleagues. It's a strategy that wins both admiration and likability. Now, how do we balance individual and group incentives? We do this by ensuring performance measures are clear, objective, and fair. This mitigates the stress of forced ranking and promotes a healthier competitive environment. And when it comes to risk-taking, it's all about context. In some areas, like sales, it might be more desirable. In others, like clinical trials, it's less so. Remember, a little fuel can spark a competitive fire, but too much can cause an unnecessary blaze. Be the leader who knows the difference.